You know that feeling as we get older? A little less get up and go, things just feel a bit slower. But what if that wasn't a one-way street? What if we could actually recharge our bodies right down to the cellular level? Well, some really fascinating new research is digging into that exact idea.
I mean, really think about that. What if getting older didn't have to mean this inevitable slowdown inside our own cells? What if we could flip a switch and get those internal energy factories humming again? It sounds like something out of science fiction, right? But believe it or not, some incredible science is pointing toward a potential answer.
It's really a tale of two cells. On one side, you've got young cells, they're vibrant, buzzing with energy, super efficient. But as time goes on, they start to look more like the cells on the other side. Sluggish, low on power, and yeah, kind of malfunctioning. And this isn't just a feeling, it's a biological fact. So what's actually breaking down in there?
To get to the bottom of it, we've got to pop the hood, look inside our cellular engines, and figure out exactly why they're starting to stall out.
And right here, this is them. Meet the mitochondria. You probably remember hearing about them way back in biology class, right? The powerhouses of the cell. And honestly, it's the perfect way to describe them. They are these tiny little engines inside almost every cell we have, and their whole job is to burn fuel and create the energy that powers, well, everything. Our muscles, our brains, the whole shebang.
So here's the problem, the real crux of it all. The research is showing that as we get older, and especially with conditions like type 2 diabetes, these little engines just get all gunked up. They become dysfunctional, they stop burning fuel efficiently, and that leads directly to that cellular slowdown, that feeling of being sluggish.
Okay, so what is it that's causing our engines to fail like this? Well, the main culprit has a name, and honestly, the best way to think about it is like rust.
It's a process called oxidative stress, and it's kind of ironic, really. As our mitochondria are working hard making energy, they also produce these toxic little byproducts, these reactive oxygen species, or ROS. And when too many of these ROS build up, they start damaging the very mitochondria that made them. So that cellular rust analogy, it's perfect. It's literally a corrosive process that wears down our engines from the inside out.
But here's the thing. Our bodies aren't defenseless. We have this amazing built-in system. It's called glutathione, or GSH for short. Just think of it as the body's master antioxidant, our own personal rust protector. Its entire job is to go around neutralizing that oxidative stress, basically shielding our mitochondria and keeping those cellular engines running clean.
And wow, this chart right here just lays the problem out so clearly. A pilot clinical trial measured glutathione levels, and the difference is just staggering. On the left, you see young adults with these really robust, high levels of this protective stuff. But look over at the older adults on the right. Their levels have absolutely plummeted. It's like they've lost their main defense against that cellular rust.
So, seeing a drop that dramatic, the next logical question is, can we build that shield back up? And this is where a surprisingly simple solution enters the picture. It's called Glynac, and get this, it's not some crazy complex drug. It's a nutritional supplement made from two super basic amino acids, glycine and N-acetylcysteine. We'll just call it NAC. I mean, these are fundamental building blocks our bodies are already familiar with.
So how does it work? It's actually genius in its simplicity. Glycine and NAC are the exact raw materials, the key building blocks our body needs to make that glutathione shield. The theory is pretty simple. As we age, we just run low on these parts. So, by taking Glynac, you're just giving your body the exact supplies it's missing so it can get back to work and rebuild its own protection.
All right, so the theory makes sense, right? Give the body the parts and it can fix itself. But does it actually work in the real world? Well, let's get to the exciting part and look at the results from the clinical trials, because they are pretty astonishing.
And the results? I mean, wow. In a pilot study with older adults, after 24 weeks on Glynac, they saw improvements pretty much across the board. Just look at this table. It wasn't one little thing. Their glutathione deficiency was corrected, oxidative stress went down, their mitochondrial function and insulin resistance improved, but it didn't stop there. They saw real-world gains in muscle strength, walking speed, even cognitive function and body composition. That's an incredibly wide range of benefits. And it's not just about healthy aging. Check out this number from a different pilot study, this time on patients with type 2 diabetes. Their insulin resistance, which is basically how well your body handles sugar, was 425% higher than the healthy controls. I mean, that is a massive metabolic breakdown.
Now, this chart shows what happened when they took Glynac. That bar on the left, that's the healthy group.
The middle one is the type 2 diabetes group before the trial. You can see that huge spike in insulin resistance. But then look at the bar on the right. After just 2 weeks of taking Glynac, their insulin resistance dropped a lot. That's a really fast and significant improvement.
And this right here brings everything full circle. Remember that huge drop in glutathione we saw in older adults? Well, after 24 weeks on Glynac, their levels of this master antioxidant shot up by 200%. They didn't just bump it up a little bit, they dramatically restored their body's main line of defense against all that cellular rust.
Okay, you have to admit, these results are pretty incredible. It almost sounds a little too good to be true. So what's the catch? Is this some kind of permanent fix?
Well, let's look at how the study was designed. At week 0, you have the older adults with all those age-related issues. By week 24, after taking Glynac every day, they're seeing all those amazing improvements we just talked about. But, and this is the key part, they stopped taking it, and the research is checked back in 12 weeks later. And by that 36-week mark, those benefits, they'd started to fade away.
And the researchers themselves were crystal clear about this. This quote really says it all. Continued supplementation of Glynac is necessary for maintenance of benefits. So it's not a one-and-done fix. It seems like because the body's underlying issue persists with age, you have to keep giving it the raw materials it needs.
So why does this simple combo pack such a punch? The researchers have a theory they call the power of 3. First, it fixes the glutathione deficiency to fight the rust. Second, the glycine it provides is known to support brain health. And third, the cysteine you get from NAC is absolutely critical for the mitochondria to produce energy in the first place. It's this three-pronged attack that probably explains why the benefits are so broad.
Now, it is really, really important to put all of this in the right context. The amazing results we've talked about, they come from pilot studies. They're incredibly promising for sure, but this is still early-stage science. So what we're doing here is explaining this fascinating new research, not giving out any medical advice. We definitely need more research with bigger trials to know for sure.
But it leaves us with this huge, provocative question, doesn't it? We've seen how aging looks a lot like our cellular engines getting rusty as our natural defenses wear down. This research suggests that maybe, just by giving the body the simple building blocks it's missing, we could help it rebuild those defenses. Could something this simple really fundamentally change the story of how we age? The science is just getting started, but man, the possibility is pretty powerful to think about.